My name is Mary Lai, chair of the Canadian Committee for the celebration of the 150th celebration of the arrival of the Chinese in Jamaica. We kicked off this celebration earlier this year with a gala banquet in March, followed by trips to Jamaica and Panama. Many of us participated or supported the Sesqui celebrations in Jamaica as well, such as the founding of the Chinese Historical Museum. At the beginning, frankly, we were looking for a big-name politician to open this exhibition for us, until finally we realized that we had the perfect person right under our nose, our own Olive Sr. Olive worked for over a decade with the Institute of Jamaica. She edited the Institute's Jamaican Journal, which published articles on the history of Jamaica, namely the arrival of Chinese 150 years ago via Panama. After collecting materials for over 20 years, she finally produced the Encyclopedia of Jamaican Heritage last year. And this encyclopedia is now on display right here in our photo exhibition. To look at Olive, you would say she has Chinese in her, but she says that she's 100% Jamaican, and you better believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, it is indeed my privilege tonight to present to you Olive Sr., the premier writer of the island of Jamaica, winner of the Musgrave Medal, winner of the Commonwealth Writers' Prize. We would like to ask you to declare the exhibition open.
Good evening. I've had a look at the exhibition upstairs, and it really is a case of a picture being worth 1,000 words. But I did want to say how honored I am to be asked to open this exhibition, and I want to thank the organizers of the exhibition and the Toronto Hakka Conference for giving all of us the opportunity to view these remarkable pictures. Since this year, 2004, marks the 150th year of the arrival of the Chinese in Jamaica, there has been a lot of information about that event, and I'm assuming that most people in this room are familiar with the epic voyages of the Chinese who came to Jamaica. If you're not, there are some panels upstairs that explain what happened from the first arrival of the Epsom in 1854 onwards, of the initial Chinese who came via Hong Kong and Panama, who came as indentured workers, to be followed in the 20th century by Chinese who came as free immigrants. By the 1940s, Jamaica had the second largest Chinese community in the Caribbean, next to Cuba. And we all know that by the 1970s, a new emigration took place of many Chinese to Canada. I think, as a Jamaican, I think this is Canada's gain and our loss. Because many of the Chinese who came penetrated the length and breadth of Jamaica, us non-Chinese Jamaicans think we know the Chinese, because I think all of us who grew up in rural Jamaica had a Chinese grocery store with a Chinese family that was like our Chinese family. We thought this family belonged to us, but we also belonged to that family because we owed the local Chinese grocer a great deal. I'm one of those who grew up in rural Jamaica whose mother was given trust, as we say, or credit by the local Chinese grocer until my father's payday, or until we managed to sell some bananas. I think part of the reason why Chinese seem so much a part of Jamaica is that they are truly a part of our heritage, our history of who we are. I'm very delighted that this exhibition and the anniversary of the 150th anniversary are events which are giving the Chinese the opportunity to tell their story to Jamaicans, to Canadians, to the rest of the world, because we think we know the story. But there is so much more to it than what we have perceived. In other words, we are only just now getting the big picture of the Chinese in Jamaica and elsewhere. We are aware of the Chinese contribution to commerce, and a long story needs to be written about the extraordinary Chinese contribution to the development of Jamaican popular music, both as entrepreneurs and as musicians. This exhibition tonight is contributing to that larger picture, which is telling us more about the contribution of the Chinese to Jamaica, and especially the Hakka. The exhibition is largely a record of the people known as, I think, the gypsies of China, for your wandering ways, willingness to take risks and seek adventure. And so it is not surprising that there is such a rich photographic record. And I know this is probably just a very small segment of what might well be available. I say that because I think ultimately the photograph is everyone's effort, or the person's effort to fix identity. We have our photographs taken in order to say, see me here, here I am, this is me. It provides a way of affirming one's presence to others and to the self, and also to send a fragment of the self to the others we left behind. And so the picture becomes as tangible as a handshake, the substitute for the loving touch, the promise of future connections. And it's a way of honoring the ancestors, both there and here. We gaze at the images in the photos, and they gaze back at us. And these are photos not just of the Chinese, but of the Chinese interacting with other Jamaicans. The photographs, to a great extent, record the struggles for survival of a brave and courageous people. But one of the things that pleases me too is that you will see photographs of the Chinese exuberance for life and love for enjoyment of life. I hope that eventually this photo exhibition will find a home in Jamaica. This is truly a part of our heritage, and I mean the entire Jamaican heritage, that needs to be better known. I'm glad that it is the Chinese community itself, the Hakka community, that is taking the initiative to make this history better known. I'm very, very proud to have been asked to declare the exhibition open. Thank you.